So I wanted to speak about the topic, one of the underlying factors and topics that I think is critical to the field of sexual addiction and also looking at sexually addicted families, and that is this dynamic of what we refer to as enmeshment, where there is an overdeveloped dependency of the parent onto the child, and the child winds up playing the role of the surrogate husband or wife to a lonely parent. And that happens in a variety of dysfunctional systems, alcoholic family systems, other dysfunctional systems, and in sexually addicted systems, where sometimes the partner in her loneliness or his loneliness will turn to the child. And often in the culture at large, and even in the therapeutic community, those enmeshed, too close relationships don't look problematic to people. They kind of glance over them. I mean, they'll call out abandonment, neglect, and abuse as trouble for children, and they see that as vulnerability to later addiction problems. But I think as a field, we're still catching up that when a child is too close to the parent, and the enmeshment, too much involvement, without regard for the independence of the child, is really in the service of the needs are in the service of the parent, not the child. And the child loses on two fronts. They don't get their own emotional needs met, and they don't get their freedom for autonomy, which is a problem. And one of the things that can emerge for that child later in life is a sexually compulsive escape. So mommy won't leave me, I can't leave mommy, or I can't leave daddy, but I can go out here and I can seduce and reject other people. So I can leave somebody. So they develop sexually compulsive patterns as compensations for feeling trapped. So one of the topics that I've spent a lot of time on in my writings, so Silently Seduced and When He's Married to Mom, two of the books that I've written, has really been trying to draw attention to this dynamic, to get therapists and the lay public to say that these too close relationships are really not good for the children. And they're actually not good for the adults. The adults also lose. They wind up being overly dependent on their child and not having adult relationships. So children pay a high price, and sexual compulsive behaviors is a common reaction and symptom to a child who later becomes an adolescent and adult who feels trapped under the weight of obligatory love to a parent. And then they partner with somebody, for example, and they begin to feel like the partner's needs and demands are too much, and they wind up keeping loyalty to the parent but rejecting the partner. And partners often complain about feeling second fiddle in these relationships. So I'm trying to draw attention in my writings and in my work to the importance of parents and children noting that enmeshment is not a healthy dynamic. It does not lead to effective dependency, and it's a vulnerable state for addiction.